Ever since I can remember, Royce and I have been like the best of friends. But I can recall being the more talented one. Just saying. But that did not stop our relationship from flourishing. I think it's just because we're so close in age. We're a year and 6 months apart to be exact, but nevertheless, he got an art. He got introduced to piano when he came to my school, our school, and well, this is him after a year and 3 months. Pretty cool, right? He was getting so good that students, teachers, and even the St. Louis Post-Dispatch took notice, and they did a piece on him. In fact, he got so good that Fox 2 asked him to be on the show to play his piece for them, which he later auditioned with for the Fox Teen Talent Competition and made it past all 3 rounds. And ultimately, Safari Unzuri, which is the name of the piece he composed himself, is what won him the Fox Teen Talent Competition 2016. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend the performance due to my senior prom 2016. But me and my besties had a ball, so I know he forgave me because, well, he's not completely selfish. Yeah, that boy sure loves some piano. Can you believe this is where we brought him for Christmas? It's been like, what, 3 weeks since Royce won the Fox Teen Talent Competition. How do you feel?
Very excited. I'm so happy that he won.
Did you ever think that all of this would be possible?
Yes, maybe one day. I was hoping anyway.
That's good, that's good. So how has life changed since the competition? Royce, life at home, period.
Well, I say that it's really busy. We've been having a lot of events and appointments due to his music.
But ultimately, it's still a overwhelming sense of pride for your son, correct?
It is.
It is, it is, it is. That's great. And any last remarks?
No, just I am so happy and I'm just waiting to see where it's going to take him.
Thank you. State your name for the record, please.
I'm Tank.
And who are you to Royce Martin?
I am his older brother, second to oldest brother.
Okay. And tell me, how do you feel about Royce having just won the Fox Teen Talent Competition?
I feel ecstatic. I'm happy, definitely happy for him, but I'm not really surprised. I'm not shocked by it. I know his talent. His talent speaks for itself. I've been knowing his talent and knowing about his talent for a long time now. So I knew that there would come a time where his talent will take him to different levels, and his skill set will come to true fruition, and it will really start to develop into something greater. So it was expected for me. I'm happy, super excited for him, but I wasn't really surprised. I was like, oh, he did something else amazing. He's an amazing kid.
Wow, that's very supportive. Tell me, how did you feel in that moment? I understand you were in the audience when he won the competition.
Like I said, no, honestly, at the moment, I was super pumped. Like when it happened, I got it all on video. I went completely crazy bananas, man. I was screaming top of my lungs. We were doing like this ghetto chant. Like it was pretty dope. But I was super excited and happy to see him. That's a victory. Any victory for my little brother is a victory for me. Anytime he catches a W, that's a W for all of us, in my opinion, and that's just how I see it. So I was like any other big brother would be. I was super happy and excited and overwhelmed. Really, we were super joyous that day. Really good day.
How would you say you've contributed to his piano career and success?
We were all, when I say we, I mean referring to all of my siblings, we were all into the arts, whether it be music, physical art, drawing. We were all always into the arts or whatever. But I have personally always been into the music aspect, and I've always encouraged him. I used to, even prior to him becoming so interested in piano and just music in general, I always tried to encourage him to do something musical because all of his older siblings did it. It was like the older Jacksons trying to convince Michael that he had it, honestly. So I would always try to convince him, like, man, you know, we're so musically inclined. You should be doing something too. And he just was super not interested. But that's the way I believe that the universe works. Is when your time comes around, you have to be ready. And he was ready. But I definitely used to plant little musical seeds in his head. He would see me produce. He would see me rap. He was a part of my entire process for creating all of my albums, all of my projects. So I think that, you know, he definitely was able to take some of those seeds that I planted and really kind of create his own thing. And he went through the roof with it. So.
Okay, so I'm sensing a overwhelming amount of pride and joy and love for your brother. Absolutely. Okay. And final question, what do you see for Royce in the future? How do you think this will affect his music?
Honestly, I can't even see Royce's future. That's just how I feel. I don't have a clue where he's going to end up, but I do know the direction, and that is only up. You know what I mean? I know his direction is forward and upward, you know, but I don't know where he's going to end. I know it's going to be a great spot, but I feel like it's so vast and it's so big. His future is so bright and so amazing looking from my perspective that I can't even put my finger on, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be here in the next 5 years. I don't know the exact spot. I don't know, you know, but I know it's definitely going to be in a great position, and I hope that we are all still down for the ride. You know, I hope we're all still along right there by his side when he gets there. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
For sure. Thank you.
State your name for the record, please.
Matthias Henning II.
And tell me, who are you to Royce?
I am his best friend
And how long have you known Royce?
since 6th grade.
And I understand that you're a fellow musician as well.
Oh yeah.
What instruments do you play?
Well, you know, pretty much all of them, but my main instruments are classical guitar, jazz drums, you know, a little drum set, baritone, or euphonium, however you want to say it. And yeah.
Okay.
Piano, oh yeah, piano.
And a piano, of course.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so a lot of times in my interviews, Royce credits you for being his inspiration for learning to play piano. How can you attest to that?
Well, let me just start out by saying I kind of taught him piano in the first place, you know.
Did you really?
Yeah, back in 8th grade, you know, Mr. Mountain's class. Best teacher ever.
Amen.
Well, anyways, back in Mr. Mountain's class, you know, I taught him twist and shout at first, you know, and then I just watched the kid grow. And ever since then, you know, he surpassed the master, and, you know, now he's on his own.
Amen. Well, and how do you feel about that?
You know, I think it's all talent, but it's also dedication. I mean, that kid practiced for 5 to 8 hours for one summer, every day.
Wow. So are you proud of him?
Yes.
All right. Well, so what a great friend. Thank you so much, Matthias Henning. Okay, so Asante, you're friends with Royce, correct?
Obviously.
Don't get attitude with the interviewee.
I don't.
Anyway, so can you tell me a little bit about you guys' friendship?
Well, it all started back in 7th grade
Can
advisory.
you please speak with a normal
We
human
did
voice?
really like each other,
Huh.
but you see, we were kind of forced to sit at the same table, so we kind of had to become friends.
Huh. And tell me, how has his piano career changed you guys' friendship?
Not at all. The only thing that's changed is me sitting at his house and he plays piano for about an hour, and then we actually do something. So it's always a delay.
Are you proud of your friend for winning the contest?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
And tell me, what was that moment like for you?
I was proud, happy for him. I was happy for him.
I see. Well, can you say that you contributed at all to his piano career?
No. I mean, unless you count just being his friend.
And supporting him?
Yeah, and being with him all the time. Yeah.
All right, well, this was the driest interview I've ever gotten, but thank you so much,
All right,
Asante, for
come
your
on, good
time.
talk. No place to talk. No pictures.
of music that you play or in general?
I don't have a favorite piece of music.
So what about composers? Any favorite composers?
Beethoven. The classic pianists, like the Beethovens, the Chopins, the Franz Liszt's, Scott Joplin too.
Now you say your favorite composers are of the classical genre and one Scott Joplin of ragtime. That's a very big difference. Tell me, what draws you to both of them?
Not too big of a difference between ragtime and classical. Um, well, first of all, in order to play ragtime, you have to have a classical technique. And, I guess the music, I guess the sound of the music might be different. But if you listen to Liszt, Franz Liszt in his prime, like the Hungarian Rhapsody #2 or #6, you hear the fun themes that might come up in some ragtime music. But the only difference between ragtime and classical music is the syncopation. Syncopation specifically in the left hand. So it's not too big of a difference. It's not too big of a jump. And even Scott Joplin himself said his favorite composers was Beethoven. Of the classic, Beethoven, Franz Liszt, Chopin. Just like me.
Okay. So what about jazz? I know that you have an interest in jazz as well.
Oh yeah. I'm in jazz. Okay, I'm in jazz band on Monday to Thursdays over at Jazz at the Beach Trail, St. Louis, the most recognized place for jazz music in St. Louis. We get to use the practice rooms because my school is partnered with them, and I've been falling in love with jazz more and more lately. Especially, I would say my favorite form of jazz, if you consider jazz, even though it is a form of jazz, ragtime, because of the syncopation. I've been really into it, especially the history of jazz, like just the slavery genre of music. Almost, it's real cool to me. Big band jazz, I've been listening to a lot of that lately. Benny Goodman, Count Basie, Oscar Peterson, Herbie Hancock.
Cool. That's cool. So do you compose your own music?
Yes.
And how many pieces do you have composed so far?
Maybe like 5 finished pieces.
So how many performances have you done? If you had to put a number on it, how many would you say?
Like all together, every performance I ever did.
Yeah. Playing piano, of course.
Maybe like I don't know. I can't even.
Too many to count, huh?
Maybe that, but maybe I don't know.
So let's talk about the Fox Teen Talent Competition. Let's talk about that. That was when? April.
April 23rd.
I see. Sorry, I couldn't be there. I was at prom. But I was with you in spirit, and I heard nothing but fabulous, fantastic things. So let's talk about that. What inspired you to audition for that?
I was really excited about the performance opportunity at the Fox. Just performing at the Fox was a big opportunity.
Were you nervous at all?
Yeah, I was more nervous before the concert, like before the day of the concert, not even being at the Fox, than I was sitting backstage, about to perform. Cause once I was there, like on stage, I let go of all my anxiety. I don't even know how. Maybe I was in a mode of shock, but.
Okay. So I understand that there are several rounds to the competition.
Oh yeah, it was semifinals. After the first audition, semifinals, the callback. No, preliminary round.
The preliminary round, the semifinals, and then the final.
No. The prelim. I'm not sure. Okay, so it was the first round is the audition to get into the next rounds, of course. So it was that round, and that's when everybody wasn't even. It was an audition for the next audition, basically. Nobody was even in it. So So I don't know if that's the preliminary round because of the word pre. Um, I don't know. But basically, yeah, it was three rounds to get into the final show at the Fox. Of course, I passed all of them, and the last round I beat out 178 kids.
That's impressive.
Congratulations to everybody, though. Especially the other 11 that performed at the Fox. I enjoyed them all.
Well, that's really humble of you. So tell me, what piece did you play for your audition?
My what?
Your audition.
What you said, audition. But anyway, I played a piece I wrote about a year ago.
Called.
A Beautiful Journey. And that was just like the most cliche thing I can name it because I was running out of time to fill out my application and turn it into the Fox Performing Arts Charitable Foundation, the hosts of the show at the Fox. But I was I named it that cliche name, but I put it to like make it less cliche. I put it in Swahili, kind of like how composers like Franz Liszt or like classical composers put it in the name, wrote their pieces and titled it the name of the country of their inspiration, basically like Liszt La Campanella. That's French, even though Franz Liszt is Hungarian. Okay, anyway, even though Liszt is Hungarian, so basically, me being American and my inspiration comes from Africa. I'm real passionate about that type of stuff. So I guess I named it to make it less cliche and for like historical context. I named it in Swahili, which translates to Safari and Zuri.
Well, with the accent, Safari and Zuri, but
Okay, I didn't know that.
yeah. But anyway, so well, that's really actually a beautiful backstory. I'm glad that people got a chance to hear it. Not sure too many people know about that. So tell me something. How is it that you managed to win a citywide competition against 100 and what was it, 78 other high school students? How do you think you managed that?
Practice. You know, it's a gift and a curse to be labeled as a prodigy, because it kind of takes away from how hard you work. Prodigy suggesting that you didn't really do nothing, or like that you just was, I guess, born talented.
But you used to call yourself a prodigy all the time.
I don't know what I'm talking. Born talented enough.
Okay.
Like the fact it kind of suggests that you was born talented enough to win a competition without practicing at all, and that it takes away from all the practice that I did, like all the long nights and stuff. But where I guess that term comes in would be having the patience to do that type of stuff, like practicing for long hours.
So you're saying prodigy means patience to master a craft?
Not even that, because I don't think an average person could practice that much and then be that, because they say that they do practice that much and they're still not that good. So I think it's a level of how your reactance level in your brain, or something God given. I think it's that, but scientifically, your reactance level in your brain, how quick your brain can react to practice, and how good you are at something, your natural skill set. So what was the question again? I'm sorry.
I asked how you managed to accomplish winning the competition.
Yeah, practice to everybody, every musician, every field, practice.
So that's the advice you'd give to young fans everywhere. Just it's all about practice.
All about practice. And patience. Patience, not only about patience, like getting better at the instrument, but winning compositions.
So how often do you practice piano?
As much as I can when I have time. So I guess I would average it up to about 3 hours on weekdays, 3 to 4 hours on weekdays, and a little more than that on the weekends.
Wow, that's a rigorous schedule.
My composition ideas come from sounds that I hear or stuff that I see, pictures or colors. They help me a lot.
Wow, that's very deep. How has your family supported you throughout this musical journey of yours?
My bird, my mama, my mother, my mom, my madre, she provided me with a ride to and fro, and so many other places.
Stop touching your face.
Big help. Other family members. My sister got the keyboard, essential.
That what does that have to do with? I got the keyboard that was essential to.
My sister got the keyboard that I learned to start playing piano, and that was essential to me playing piano. my
Just a
dad,
second, up the street.
my dad, with the inspiration of life. I don't really want to make it sound cliche and unrealistic, but you know, my daddy had a lot to do with me playing piano. He don't even play an instrument or nothing to do musical, especially not classical music. But just hearing like the structure of classic rock in the car as I rode to and from school was a big inspiration. And then my daddy used to always do this thing like where he tap his fingers on your back, like on your head or something, and his fingers hit so heavy. And I think that had something to do with me playing piano.
It's a cool backstory.
Oh wait, I won't finish.
Oh.
Plus my sister Raven is also musical. I didn't mention the fact that my sister Rochelle that is recording video on my iPhone 6. She
Oh
is
my god.
she is also musical. My brother is a rapper. Now don't discredit him because all the other whack rappers in St. Louis is like the most talented rapper I've ever met in my life.
That's
Or even heard maybe.
That's beautiful. Well, that is certainly touching. I'm entranced by your story.
Entranced.
Tell me, how was your school, your peers, teachers, stuff like that, and how have they been supporting you throughout this journey?
My school, my school got a piano lab when I was in 8th grade learning how to play piano. And when they got the piano lab, that was also essential. Like my sister keyboard at home, and I get into school to practice on B-days in the morning in my band class when I was supposed to be rehearsing music for band, but I was on the piano lab because I was interested in the instrument. But yeah, I guess with the piano lab, basically, like that's just the school they really inspired me with that. Moreover, my teacher, I mentioned Mr. Milne already. My other teachers, they always encouraged me to keep going. I guess that's really it. Peers, I mentioned Matthias. My peers are the first people that I share my compositions with, and they seem to like it. So that kind of motivates me to keep going. Like if my homeboy, my black homeboy that don't got no interest in classical music at all, if he can like take interest in it, then I know the old white people will. I don't know.
So, what do you want people to know with this documentary? If they see this, what would you want them to take from it?
Maybe the fact that it's never too late to start playing an instrument or start anything. And it don't really take as much as people say it. Like, get rid of this stigma of like years of practice. Like, don't let the Asian kids discourage you. Don't let the Asian kids discourage you. It's never too late.
What do you want people to feel when watching this?
Motivated.
To do what exactly?
Do something productive with their life that inspires other people to do something with their life and be motivated.
I see. So, final question. Would you consider yourself a piano prodigy at this junction in your life and your career? Or is it going to take a little bit more?
Once a prodigy, always a prodigy. More practice wouldn't change it, but maybe. I guess that's the title that's given to me by other people. For one, it would be kind of like stuck up to call myself that. And another thing is just because I don't know, like, or care to know because I practice so much.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for your time, Royce Martin. Why do you look so angry and confused? Well, thank you so much, Royce, for your time, and we only expect great things from you in the future.
Thank you for having me, Rochelle.